Welcome, Internet!
Hello!
This is the second episode on Blunt Topics. Today we're gonna be, I don't know what we're exploring.
We don't really know what we're doing.
We're covering the Doomsday Clock.
Yeah, okay, the 90 seconds to midnight?
Yes.
Yeah, I think, there's been some talk around the wood shop.
Talk around the wood shop,
I've had like 2 or 3 people approach me and tell me that it sounded interesting. Told me to talk about it on here. I didn't know much. I don't know anything. I didn't want to. I didn't know anything.
Yeah, all I knew is that it was now 90 seconds.
Yeah, something
Cool.
about we're 90 seconds away from death.
Yeah.
Well, I will explain that, but how has your 30 seconds been?
It totally not.
30 seconds, we only got 60 left.
What?
We got 1 minute, boys.
Damn. We're fucked. Well, bye. No. Interesting things. The Rick and Morty guy.
Oh, yeah.
You were talking something about that guy.
Yeah.
I heard he got fired.
Yeah. Justin Roiland, the man, the myth, the legend. Maybe not so much anymore, we don't know. Allegedly. He is the co-creator of Rick and Morty along with Dan Harmon. And it was revealed that there are allegations of him committing...
Domestic assault.
Yes, domestic assault. He has since been fired from Adult Swim, and he's also been... There's talks of some of his other shows, like more kids shows, like how he was on Adventure Time and not Rick and Morty. Gravity Falls.
Yeah.
Where he did voices in those sometimes. They talked about redubbing him even in those. In the
Oh
Disney
my
ones.
god.
Why?
I mean,
Just
they've
completely ruin him.
They've done it before with other things.
It's just allegations though.
That's the thing though, is if it gets big enough, you just get canceled. Like there's nothing you can do about it.
I love the internet.
Yeah,
I
the
do.
internet's
I
great.
love you. I love all of you. All like 10 of you.
Chill sometimes though, you know.
There's
No,
not
but,
even.
like, really.
There's not even. We happened to get 11 views on the pilot. Don't know how we did that.
Yeah, I also saw somewhere that somebody on Twitter was trying to get Tom Holland and somebody else, Chris Pratt, to do the voices for Rick and Morty, which I think is the stupidest thing ever.
There's no, dude. You can't redub it. Everyone's fallen in love with it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan.
I think they should do that guy off of TikTok that does his
I
impersonations.
just don't think they should redub it. I think it's already been done.
Oh no, I
It's
mean
just-
for Rick and Morty, because they're continuing it. They're not canceling.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, for
Yeah,
continuation.
There's still
I
like
see.
70 episodes or something like
Yeah,
that.
still
Yeah,
in
there's-
the contract.
yeah.
I think.
Like 10 seasons and 70 episodes.
Rick
Yeah.
and Morty, a million years.
Rick and Morty for a million years. You know. Oh gee.
Oh gee.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's a lot of hoopla. I mean, if it is true, makes sense why they're covering their ass.
Yeah, if it is true, probably, you do things like that, you get fired. I mean, that's what happens.
Especially
Don't be an idiot.
especially when you're famous and the internet likes to tear you apart.
Yeah, but I also saw some very strange messages that he sent to coworkers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
elaborate.
One of them, don't quote me on this, but he was talking to one of his female coworkers of wanting to do a scene with 9 people of different ethnicities basically coming on her face as like an art piece, and how it's really fucking weird.
That is very weird.
Yeah, so like not a great guy as far as I can tell.
I mean,
he's done good things, I'm sure, but
yeah. I mean, there's not a lot of good people out there, man.
If that's even real, though.
yeah, that's the other thing. How can you prove it until later? You can't.
It could all just be allegations. This could all just be a big cover up for something else. They like to blow things up to hide what's really going on. I mean, it happened with fucking, what was it? Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. They were covering up other trials that were going on, similar cases that were going the opposite direction. I mean, it crazy shit. The media's fucked.
Media is fucked.
But I mean,
Lesson of the day: media is fucked.
media is fucked. That is the lesson numero uno.
The internet is fucked. All of you, you're all fucked up.
Yeah.
You've been on the internet. It fucked you up.
You've been on here way too long. Crazy people like us, just saying crazy shit.
Yeah. You'll end up like us if you stay on the internet
Please
for
don't.
too long. Don't do it.
Just leave.
You'll be
don't.
forced.
Don't leave. We need the time. You know. We need the
Reverse
viewage.
psychology. Leave.
Yeah.
Leave. Anyway, this Doomsday Clock.
Yes.
Would you like to hear about it?
Yes.
Okay. So the Doomsday Clock is a design that warns the public about how close we are to destroying our world with dangerous technologies of our own making.
Okay.
So, like, what they're talking about is it's more of a metaphor and a reminder of the perils we must address if we were to survive on the planet. So it's about everything that we do to the planet. So they don't just affect the nukes. It's also global warming and other ways we're hurting the planet.
I see. It's just like a reminder of how much damage we are and potentially could be doing.
To ourselves and to the planet.
Yes.
Seems to me kind of like a parent giving their child strikes when they're doing something stupid. Like, oh, you're gonna get it. You better stop. I'm gonna do it. Midnight's coming.
I'd see it more as like a parent, like, you keep going down this road, boy, and you're gonna be nothing good. You're just gonna be a thief, and you're gonna be doing meth. I mean, they probably aren't. They're probably gonna go do some okay things, hopefully.
Hopefully, yes.
But after that traumatic experience, I don't know. Maybe you would go do meth.
But the clock was created in 1947. The greatest danger to humanity came from nuclear weapons at the time. In particular, from the prospect that the United States and the Soviet Union were heading for a nuclear arms race. The Bulletin, which is the group that made the clock, considered possible catastrophic disruptions from climate change, and it's setting deliberations for the little bit.
I'm sorry, but just Tyler's catastrophic. Got me good.
Fix it in post.
Fix it. Okay. Basically, the United States was scared that Russia was going to launch nukes. It was getting close to the 50s, the Cold War, and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, but it kind of seems like just another way the government can push a certain political agenda. You know what I mean?
Kind of. What do you mean? Like, what kind of agenda? What would they be trying to push?
Like, it's also related. It's related to nuclear warfare and global warming.
I mean, it feels like a way to keep pressure, like purposely keep pressure. You know, like
back kind of trying to hold it over your head, like, hey,
this could happen any fucking minute, second, whatever.
We need to calm down.
Yeah.
Okay. Kinda, but ensuring the survival of our societies and the human species is not a political agenda. Wanting to save ourselves isn't political. Like, if you see the dangers of something that we could do, why not stop it?
I mean, that's at least the excuse.
I mean, I guess you could say that.
I mean, I understand though. Yeah, it's basically pay attention to what's going on in the world. There is a way to potentially know what's going to happen based on what we're doing.
Kind of. The way they put it is they're cooperating with other countries to achieve control of extremely dangerous technologies. Should not involve partisan politics. If scientists involved with the Bulletin are of current politics on nuclear weapons and climate change, it is because those policies increase the possibility of self-destruction.
Mm-hmm.
The bulletin has moved the clock hand away from midnight almost as often as it has moved it toward midnight, and as often during Republican administrations in the United States as during Democratic ones. It's moved the furthest away in 1991 when President George Washington H.W. Bush's administration signed the Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty with the Soviet Union.
I was just about to ask, what's the furthest we've been away? Is there a closest we've been, or are we at the closest?
No, this is the closest.
This is the closest. 90 seconds is the closest.
90 seconds is the closest.
What, 17 minutes was the farthest?
17 minutes was the farthest, yes.
Jesus. That's not a lot of time.
It's really not.
Jeez.
Will we ever be at an hour?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what do we do to make this... Well, obviously, I know what we do to make this clock technically go backwards or give us more time. Just gotta be better for our planet. We gotta not threaten to nuke each other every fucking day, because we can.
But if you could, you know you would. Like, imagine it. Someone at McDonald's, they mess up your order. I'm gonna fucking nuke you.
See, man, I'm not that way. I'm chill vibes.
Chill vibes.
So if they fuck it up, if I'm in the parking lot, I'm just gonna go back and be like, "Hey, man, you fucked it up. Could I get a different one?" But if I already left, I'm that guy that's like, "Oh fuck."
What if you go back, tell him he messed it up, and he says no, you ordered it wrong, and he starts getting really confrontational with you? Then what do? You just walk away.
Yeah,
chill, dude.
I'd literally just be like, "Okay,
eat your
man."
sad sandwich with the wrong toppings.
I wouldn't be sad though. I'd be like, "Man, I don't know what you got going on in your life, but you need to get some help." I mean, that's all you can do. I can't be... What? I'm never gonna come back to this establishment. Oh, whoop-de-fucking-do. They lose one customer. It's McDonald's, man.
That is true.
They don't care about the one. Sorry about it.
So what you're saying is you won't go back.
No, I would never say I won't go back, because that'd be a lie.
That's why they always say, "Welcome back to McDonald's."
Exactly. They know you'll be back. But,
Most people don't know, but he actually moved up 10 seconds.
Oh, yeah?
From 2020 to 2022, it was at 100 seconds to midnight.
I see. So we've...
But the fact that it's getting closer is scary.
Yeah, I was going to say...
Because...
Especially now that the pandemic is over.
And now there's threat of nuclear war.
Yeah.
I actually seen, right after work, I was scrolling through TikTok, and there was things that Russia said that they were going to count as an act of war from the U.S. if we sent tanks to the Ukraine. And then Biden sent, like, 30-some tanks to the Ukraine.
It was more than 30. They got train loads of them going over.
Yeah, it was like 30 or 40. The one I seen 40, one I seen 37. But Germany actually was like gonna send over tanks too. But Germany was like, the U.S. needs to do it first, and then we'll send tanks, because Putin did say it would be an act of war.
I remember months ago that there was a statement from Putin that said that he would make concrete melt. The only thing known to man that could make concrete melt is the power of the sun and nukes. I mean...
So yeah.
That's interesting.
Prepare.
Yeah. Prepare for the worst, but enjoy it while you can. I mean, no reason living in fear. That's boring.
That's boring.
Just be high on life. Have a good time. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it.
Don't think about it.
Just go to bed. Don't think about it. Don't let it consume your every waking moment. Just don't.
That's how you end up like us.
Yeah, no, they're
Stay off the internet.
Yeah, literally.
Unless you're listening to our podcast.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, just get on the internet to listen to us, and then get off. Unplug your router.
Yeah, we're the only truth tellers on the internet, so believe us before you believe anything else.
Yes, 100%, and we totally field research. We're not Googling things.
Yeah, no, we are professional. We've been doing this for years.
This isn't episode 2, technically 3.
Yeah. Don't talk about episode 0.
This episode 0 was... God. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't
awful.
great.
And it wasn't good.
Fucking, I remember hearing that quote about the concrete melting, and those jets flew over my house.
Mm-hmm.
There was like 2 military jets that were flying below what they should, like legal limits, and I freaked out. I heard, and I'm like, I'm dead. Boom! I'm dead.
Don't worry, they're just practicing.
Yeah. I don't know. I never heard what happened, but I got a lot of people riled up, dude. I had so many people freaking out because I posted it on my Snapchat. We've gone far. The Doomsday Clock.
Doomsday Clock.
You've told us about it, and you've told us about, some details, but who the fuck came up with this shit?
Okay, it's a good question. The Doomsday Clock was made by an artist named Martel Langsdorff. I'm probably butchering that.
Wait,
but
let me...
That's what it looks like.
Marty Langsdorff?
Langsdorff.
Martel.
Martel Langsdorff.
Yeah.
It's got to be something for him.
Well, the co-editor Hyman Goldsmith of the Bulletin, which is the group that, uses the clock,
Okay.
asked him to come up with a design for the cover of the June 1947 edition of the Bulletin for the first issue published as a magazine rather than a newsletter.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah, it was on not a newspaper, was it?
Oh, no. That's a girl.
It's a girl? Oh, shit!
Martel's a girl.
Okay.
Oops.
Tanner, fix it in post.
Just bleep out our he's and put she's if we said he.
Is the Doomsday Clock like a whole clock? Like a
no,
circle?
it's just 30. It's just like a half a clock. Here, I'll bring up a picture for you guys to see.
I think I've seen it.
Yeah.
It's there is a physical clock, but it's like cut vertically.
It's cut like a pie.
Yeah.
And it's only half of the bitch.
Yeah. It looks like this.
Oh, it's just a quarter of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not a whole clock.
That's interesting. So we can only be 20 minutes away?
That's what it looks like. That's the actual.
So in the perfect scenario, we're sitting 20 minutes away from midnight.
It's like 15 minutes away.
No, it would. If it's only if it's only a quarter of a clock, that'd be 15. Yeah. Fuck.
How are we 17 minutes away?
Wait, yeah. How are we 17? Was
I don't know that.
So
maybe the more it goes down on the clock, just the more increments it goes.
It went like this. It went past the clock.
I don't know that. I didn't look that up.
If you want to see what I just did, head on over to the YouTube and see the video for the audio listeners.
For the video listeners?
You're
welcome.
I mean, they are listening to the video.
Listening, unless they're just watching us.
So this lady, she came up with all this. And they asked her to come up with a cover
for the magazine.
Okay.
Which was to replace the newsletter. So they were switching from newspaper to actual magazines.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. She was known professionally as Martel and was married to a physicist.
Interesting.
So, did the newspaper come up with this idea, or did the group of scientists come up with this?
With the clock?
Yeah.
Representation? She did.
They
asked her to make a cover for a magazine, for the first magazine. Okay. Her husband's name was Alexander Langsdorff, who worked on the Manhattan Project at the University of Chicago. Yes.
So
this has got an interesting backstory.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Lady's married to one of the dudes that created a mass instrument of death.
Yes.
And said, I'm gonna make a clock about how close we are to destroying ourselves.
Okay.
That's interesting shit.
It goes into a little bit more detail. At first, the artist considered using a symbol for uranium, but as she listened to the scientists who had worked on the bomb, as they passionately debuted the consequences of the technology and their responsibility to inform the public, she felt their sense of urgency, so she sketched a clock design that suggested we didn't have much time left to get the atomic weapons under control.
I see.
Was the meaning behind the quarter of a clock.
I see. It's like the peace sign with the nuclear diffusion, because technically the peace sign is two old, I believe, Navy symbols. But it's a circle with a straight line, and then a circle with a line going down with, or no, it's not a line going down. It's just like a triangle like that.
Yeah.
And they overlaid them, and it mean one of them meant nuclear and one of them meant diffusion. So nuclear diffusion, the peace sign. That was the whole lore behind that.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either. That's interesting.
There's meanings behind everything, dude. Like, every symbol you see, there's a deeper meaning than just what is modernly used. It's been changed and adapted. Like, the fucking swastika, the Nazi symbol, it used to mean peace.
Oh, yeah, I know
until
that.
Hitler was like, mine. I think he just flopped it the other way. I think that's all he did.
Yeah, he just rotated it or something like that.
Yeah, I think he rotated it and
Like mirrored it or something like that.
Weird shit, dude. But sorry to interrupt. Sorry.
No, you're good. That's pretty much it on the creation and the meaning behind it.
I see. So
it was
it's
made for a magazine, and then they liked it, so they were like, "Yeah, that makes sense."
so it was meant to be a metaphor,
Yes.
which turned into a scientific thing.
Yes.
I see. That's interesting. That's actually really cool.
It wasn't meant to be what it is today.
That sounds like some old religions, like not old religions. They're still modernly done, like Buddhism, Hinduism. They were started as like beliefs of how to live your life, not necessarily praising anyone. And in those books wrote by Hindu and Buddha, they said, don't worship me as a god. I am simply a man that has found some secrets to life of how to be not even happy, because happy is temporary, to be joyful with living. And then people were like, make it a religion. People they need something to believe in. Like, panic, outrage,
Panic.
Fire in the streets.
So this metaphor. So like, how exactly do they determine how much time?
Like, who decides what time it is?
I guess, like, who and, like, how do they determine? Like, how do they decide that we're 90 seconds away from destroying ourselves at all times?
Okay. In the early days, Bulletin editor Eugene Rabinowitz, I'm gonna butcher these last names.
Oh, that's alright.
They're nutty.
That's fine. That's funny. I mean, a lot of scientists back then, even for American things, there was a lot of German scientists. There was a lot of Russian scientists. There was a lot of
weird scientists.
Yeah, a lot of them crazy people that were doing weird shit, and then they were like, we come to America, we work for you.
We work for free. Well, anyway, Eugene decided whether the hand should be moved. A scientist himself, fluent in Russian and the leader in the international disarmament movement, he was in constant conversation with scientists and experts within the outside governments in many parts of the world. Based on these discussions, he decided where the clock hand should be set and explaining his thinking in the bulletin pages in their magazine.
So it's just a dude talking with a bunch of other people, and they decide.
That is how it started.
That's how it started.
Yes.
Okay, so now they added science.
So when Rabinowitz died in 1973, the Bulletin's Science and Security Board took over the responsibility and has since met twice a year to discuss world events and reset the clock as necessary. The board is made up of scientists and other experts with deep knowledge of nuclear technology and climate science, who often provide expert advice to governments and international agencies. They consult widely with their colleagues across a range of disciplines and also seek the view of the Bulletin's board of sponsors, which includes 13 noble Laura something or another's.
Yanny.
The word upsets my brain.
Laureates?
Laureates.
And the 13 noble laureates are the if you hear like the chair of elders, that's them.
I've heard something about them. I don't remember where, but I've heard that a couple times.
That's an odd word. I've never heard that word.
What? Yeah, me neither.
Laureates?
It hurt my brain.
I
was gonna say, I can Google it on my tail.
Okay, you Google that, and I'll give you the little backstory.
You want to do a piss break?
We could do a break.
I feel like this is a good time to cut for a minute. We will return. Ooh.
Did you know that the podcast was on almost every single platform, I believe? Don't quote me on that, but you could also watch this right here on YouTube. If you're seeing this, you're already watching it. You should subscribe, like it, even ring the dinglebeller, dingleberries. We all like the dingleberries. We gotta clean them sometimes, but you know. Anyways, back to this show.
And welcome back. Long break. Had a dude stop by. You know.
Once again, synapses stopped firing. Brain stopped working.
Yeah, kind of lost track, but we talked about it. Got back on track. So these 13 nobles, these peoples. What's up with who the fuck are they? What do they do?
These laureates.
Okay, those guys. They are the elders, or as recently I've heard them called, the chair of elders.
Yes.
So they are a group of people that was founded by Nelson Mandela in 2007.
Nelson Mandela?
Yes. Like the same Nelson Mandela that everybody thinks started the Mandela effect.
So yeah, the
You
dude,
mean the guy who died.
the guy
who died a long time ago, but not really. He died in 2013.
Yeah, he supposedly died, and then everyone realized he wasn't dead at all, and then he died.
Yeah, and then he died.
That's
everybody forgot about him for a long time.
Do you remember in 6th grade there was a rumor that John Cena was dead?
There was. That was
anyway,
devastating.
Back to butchering names.
Yes. My favorite sideshow.
We've got Mary Robinson, who was a former president of Ireland and on the chair of elders. Ban Ki-moon, who is a former UN Secretary General, and he's the deputy chair of elders.
Okay.
We have Garza Michael, probably ruined the Garza.
Garza, let's see.
It might be Garcia, I don't know.
Hold on.
Bad with the language.
One of them.
Garza.
It's got a weird little,
Grasa.
like a little squiggly under the C.
GRAC with a squiggly underneath A. I don't know.
Anyway, she was I'm assuming she was the founder of the Garza Michael Trust and co-founder and deputy of Chair of Elders. Gro Harlem Brundtland. Was the former Prime Minister of Norway and former Director General of the WHO.
Of the Who?
Of the WHO.
Who?
The World Health Organization.
Oh, okay. Whoa!
That's what I'm gonna butcher real bad.
Hold on, I want to give it a try. Elbigdorj Tasakahia?
Usually the T's are silent.
Sakia. Elbigdorj Sakia. Sakia!
Former President and Prime Minister of Mongolia.
Okay, what a mouthful. Oh my god!
Zaid Rad Al Hussein? Probably Hussein.
Ah, that makes sense.
Anyway, he's the former UN High Commissioner for Human Rights.
Okay.
Hina Jalani, I think is how you say it.
Jelani? Yeah, that looks right.
Advocate of the Supreme Court of Pakistan and co-chair of the Task Force of Justice.
See, all of these names feel like I should know who the fuck they are.
But we don't.
But I don't know who the
Yeah,
fuck they
right?
are.
Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, former president of Libya and a Nobel Peace laureate.
Laureate.
Laureate. There
Yeah.
we go. We got it right.
Fucking fancy words.
Ricardo Lagos, former president of Chile, and Juan Manuel Santos, former president of Colombia and Nobel Peace laureate. Nope, that's wrong.
Laureate.
Laureate.
Whatever. I mean, I might be butchering it too. Google told me to say it that way.
The Elders is a independent group of global leaders working for peace, justice, human rights, and sustainable planet.
Okay. Sound like a bunch of good people.
That's who the chair of Elders are.
Okay. And like, what's their significance? Like,
what's their significance?
They're all the people.
They are the hand movers.
Okay, so they're the people that get together and decide whether or not to move it and how much. All of that giant list of motherfuckers. Yeah, it's once you get past 5, it's a big number, man. I mean, a lot of goofy shit, dude. Like, what exactly is the goal? Like, it sounds like they're just trying to, I don't know, like, just they're trying to say what's gonna happen.
Like predict the future.
Predict the future.
Predict the future. Not really. So the Doomsday Clock is not a forecasting tool, and we are not predicting the future, they say. Rather, we study events that have already occurred and existing trends. Our Science and Security Board tracks numbers and statistics, looking, for example, at the number of kinds of nuclear weapons in the world, as parts per million of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, the degree of acidity in our oceans, and the rate of sea level rise. A board also takes account of leaders and citizens' efforts to reduce dangers and efforts by institutions, whether of governments, markets, or social society organizations, to follow through on negotiated agreements. So basically, they're looking at other countries and how they follow through with the promises they make for a more green earth and that kind of stuff. And
so
they take into account some people just aren't.
They're looking at a lot of statistics,
yes,
and making a judgment call. Fair enough. I'm a man of statistics. I like numbers, percentages.
Exactly. So that's how they decide in the big meetings where they meet twice a year.
Okay, that's interesting. And so, been mentioning a lot about the what is it, the bulletin?
Yeah, the bulletin.
What?
Well, they actually changed their name after the drop the mouse.
Mm-hmm.
After the original founder guy died, to the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists.
I see.
Yeah. So, but they're still known as the Bulletin on their website. It's big red, and
that's where
it says Atomic Scientist under it.
That's where like all the
That's where I got most of this. Yes.
The years and stuff, and how all the minutes and seconds of each year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What?
The website where we were looking at it earlier, and it showed all the different years and every year what the time was till midnight.
The timeline of everything.
I mean, what's up with the bulletin dudes?
What's up with the bulletin dudes?
Yeah, like what's I understand the goal, like that they're wanting to make a judgment call on how not good we're treating our planet. But like, what's the actual goal? Like,
their mission, the bulletin equips the public, policymakers, and scientists with the information needed to reduce man-made threats to our existence. That's what they say their mission is.
Okay.
So at their core, the bulletin is a media organization posting free articles on its website and publishing a premium digital magazine. But we are much more. The bulletin's website, iconic Doomsday Clock, and regular events help advance actionable ideas at a time when technology is outpacing our ability to control it.
I see. That's interesting to think about. They're looking at how fast we're progressing technology wise and comparing it to how fast we're progressing as a society, like not emotionally, but not even morally necessarily, but just as people.
Technologically.
No, like they're comparing the technological side to who we are as people, basically. Because if we're awful people and we have nukes, more than likely we're going to drop nukes. But if we're nice people, we're all good people that genuinely try to do good for each other, and we've got all this technology, we're probably not going to drop nukes.
No.
And we're probably going to do better for our planet. Because
with
we're like,
the technology
yeah,
we have.
But why
But
would
it's
we do
it's
that?
outpacing us.
Why would we do that? There's no
That would be no fun.
There's no money in making the planet
money.
good.
No promises.
it's all about the money, Spider-Man.
But the bulletin, they mainly focus on three main areas: nuclear risk, climate change, and disruptive technologies.
Okay.
What connects these topics is a driving belief that because humans created them, we can control them.
This is true. Until AI.
Yeah, until the technology outpaces us and wins.
Yeah, once someone makes an AI smart enough and just let it free roams, we're fucked.
An AI that can actually learn for itself.
Yeah, like a true AI.
Yeah.
Dude, you remember Chappie?
I remember Chappie.
Chappie's a good movie.
I don't remember.
Dude.
I barely remember it.
Basically, it's a future where robotic cops are a thing, and they're all basically pre-programmed at first. There's a scientist that like wants to put an AI in it, but he wants it to be basically a baby, know nothing, and have to learn, but it learns extremely quick.
Yeah,
So it matures over days, and then once it peaks or whatever. But it's basically a story of how he did that, and he kept stealing stuff from his work to make it happen. He got it to work, and some gangster steals it and makes the robot AI go all gangster. Dude, it's funny shit.
I do remember that movie. Barely.
You in me daddy's car? You in me daddy's car? Dude, fucking good movie. I need to rewatch that. But anyways.
The Bulletin is actually an independent, non-profit 501c3 organization. They gather a diverse array of the most informed and influential voices, tracking man-made threats and bringing their innovative thinking to a global audience. We apply intellectual rigor to the conversation and do not shrink from alarming truths.
Fair enough. Being blunt. I like being blunt.
They're not shied away from the scary stuff.
Nah.
We only talk about blunt topics.
Don't be afraid of the government and how you might just disappear. I mean, if you are, like most people that are famous, that are afraid that they're gonna get, unalived, vanished, they, say, I would never commit suicide. Which is fair. Good statement. And cover all the bases.
And then they go on to talk about how they don't really see like gender. they're happy with everybody.
Yeah, it's like why do we got to talk about it?
Yeah,
why does it matter?
Skipping all that.
I missed something there.
Dude, we jumped pretty quick. We jumped from topic to topic pretty quick.
Yeah, I missed that one. I don't know what you're talking about.
How we got from where we were to where we are now.
I don't know where we are now.
I don't either. Let's get back where we were.
Okay.
Where were we?
Well, we're gonna talk about their promise as what they promised they're gonna do.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
They have 4 main promises.
Okay.
We promise to be understandable and influential. We promise to be vigilant. We promise to be solution oriented, and we promise to be fair-minded.
Promise. You know what's crazy about that promise? I didn't get in on this pinky promise.
Damn, that's crazy.
I don't. If I wasn't in on it, I mean, they could have broke it. Who knows?
They could have broken.
I mean.
But yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, that just sounds like that sounds like what you'd expect out of someone that's doing what they're doing. You expect them to not tweak information to make it get closer so that people would freak out. I mean,
Yeah, so they have little paragraphs with all these promises.
mm.
The promise to be fair-minded is we are not partisans. We believe that government politics must be based on facts, not ideology. We have one prejudice, and that is we are opposed to extinction. Their one main goal is to keep humanity as a species alive.
Keep us around as long as we can. Yeah,
Exactly.
Fair enough.
Prolong our own existence.
Fair enough. I mean, that you can say that you're gonna leave ideologies out of the situation, but there's always gonna be that one person that sneaks it in. I mean, there's no steering away from it. You can try and be as factual as you want. I mean, opinions always get thrown in there.
What's our runtime there?
Is
We
that
got 42 minutes.
Yeah, not bad. So, what do we do with this knowledge, Tyler?
What do we do with it?
Yeah, Dustin already knew about all this. What do we do with this knowledge?
Well,
What do you think about it?
What I'm gonna do with it is ignore it.
Ignore it?
All
Why?
right. I was gonna go down a similar route of suppress it deep in the back of my mind and
Right.
totally not dwell on it at 12:03 in the morning and keep me up. You know.
Clock is at midnight.
Did it get you that bad?
No, I'm good. I don't tend to think about that shit. Now, next time I hear a plane fly over my house, it's gonna flash into my mind like PTSD. Fucking boom, 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 grenade. You know, but
It's midnight.
that's all I'm gonna hear. 30 seconds. Yeah, it'll be all right though. I mean, it's just the brutal truth. I mean, we are slowly killing our planet. There's no steering around that. We are helping it in certain ways, but is it enough? Not necessarily. I mean, all the scientists say it's not enough.
No, what do they know? They know science. They don't know.
I mean, I don't know. There was a period of time there where everyone was freaking out. They're like, "Oh, global warming," and it's like, it's not just global warming.
What about global cooling?
It exactly. It's happening all at the same time. Global warming, global cooling. It's global climate change. Places are getting hotter. Places are getting colder. Places that used to rain a lot, they're not raining as much.
China dried up.
Yeah, places that fucking never see rain, it's flooding. Like I hear that. I think I heard something about Africa is starting to get a water rise.
I think the river Euphrates was getting drier.
Yeah,
And
no,
then-
it's like bone dry.
Yeah, but now it's like filling up again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably because of them glaciers,
Yeah.
popping off. I mean, all we can do is continue on being carpenters and mechanics, I guess. What can I do?
What
Start
can
a
you do?
podcast?
Recycle.
Recycle. I recycle.
Do you?
Better
I
man
do.
than I.
I was gonna say I just throw it all in one can, one bag, and
Nope.
call it good.
We separate our glass, our metals, our cardboard.
I mean, it's hard to do that where I live in town. I mean, I'd have to pay extra to do all that.
Well, we just take them to the free dumps.
Yeah. Yeah, I ain't got time for that. I've got a busy life. And now we've got a podcast that we're recording that gets added into the schedule. That's like at least a couple hours a day. I mean, of at least talking and finding info. I mean, I wouldn't
True.
say that I do it every day. Obviously not.
No.
But there's days where I go harder at it, and there's days where, I mean, fuck, we talk at work about it.
All day.
We're always trying to improve. And hopefully these last 2 episodes have gone better than that pilot. Because, as we've stated quite a lot, it was awful.
It's quite a rough takeoff. The landing, also pretty rough.
Get through the first
Yeah.
15,
But we
20
landed.
minutes.
We did.
We fucking landed. We did. And I believe of these two, we were more knowledgeable. We gotta keep
Very
that up.
much.
Keep that up.
Might be a slightly bit robotic, but that's okay.
That's okay.
That's alright, yeah, we're getting into the flow. New to the internet. New to not just talking to the fellow homies, but I'm talking to
Information.
possibly hundreds of people, you know.
My brain is growing by the minute every podcast we do.
I love, yeah, that's one thing that I talked to Dustin about, a reason I wanted to do this. One, it teaches not dedication, but just repetitive-see, you know, doing something, consistently doing it, and keeping up with
Repetitive-see.
repetitiveness.
Repetitive-see.
Shut the fuck up. Well, another reason was just expanding knowledge. I mean, I used to fucking consume knowledge all the time. Used to read about all this goofy, weird shit or things that make sense, like this death clock makes sense. All the research that's put into it. But I kind of fell off of that for a while. I was just hard into the work and trying to survive. Hard shit. But I guess that's our runtime. A little bit of a
That's
shorter one for now, but hey, we're doing it.
Sayonara.